All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We are here perfectly on time. Perfectly on time to play Ace Combat 6. Where we left off, I was just starting on the Ace difficulty slash multi-role only run of the game. This one later on will probably be a bit of a doozy, but at this early point in the game, there shouldn't be any issues. We should be perfectly fine. Even if it's Ace difficulty, we got good enough planes to get by. We can manage. Later on though, but now we're fine. Now we're fine. See, I posted a guide in Discord that gets AC6 MP working on Xenia. I did. I'm not using Xenia. So, but yeah, it's been said to me a few times now. I'm just not using Xenia. So, it also, supposedly, it still works on Xbox. We haven't gotten there yet. We'll see. But just wait until you guys see. Just wait until you guys see. Oh, the audio's out of sync. No! Okay, hold on. I have to... Actually? That doesn't seem to have worked. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now try turning it back on? No. Wait for it. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me just... It's gonna be a black screen for a second. Hold on, chat. There we go.
I walk on.
Now it's in sync. Like the band. Sorry. Also, check me out. I'm like Rudolph today. My classic, at this point it might as well be my my signature. I accidentally said no. The stress triggered, what's it? Deep skin nose acne. Every fucking time. I swear to God. I normally have little to no acne when I get stressed for like a short period. I get a lot, and every time that happens, I swear to God, I get one of these like deep in the nose, right on the tip of my nose ones. That makes me look like Rudolph. Because my nose is just bright red for like a day or two. It's terrible. But at this point, I've had it so many times on stream, it might as well be a signature. I wonder if I should get antlers. Like little antlers to wear? I could just reclaim this. I could just make this my thing. And no one would ever question it. Amazon.com, what do you got for me?
I am Lieutenant Colonel Wojciech of the Estovakian Air Force. I arrived on a train to Grace Maria.
Reindeer antlers headband. Yes.
Sustained a leg injury
$7?
of the war.
$5 for like a cheap one? Oh my God. I don't know if I want that one.
Working as an intelligence officer for the Air Force.
Oh, okay. I'm
The ceiling
conflicted.
has collapsed in a central station.
I'm
From there, the city appears resigned.
I'm
to its
very
fate beneath
conflicted.
The Estovakian flag. What a pitiful sight.
So like
But at least there are no craters to mar the
most of them also have little deer ears on them, which I don't really want. But then the ones that don't and just have the antlers look like shit. We'll see.
Go dance with the angels.
We'll see.
There goes my spare.
I can get some reindeer ears for like less than $10 though. Just make this my thing. Chole the red-nosed gamer.
With these documents. What a miserable city this must be.
What's going on with Battlefront? Isn't it just people... Yeah. It's just people trying to get EA to put DICE on a Battlefront 3. Which honestly, look, Battlefront 2 after it got fixed is a lot of fun. But hear me out.
Works of art once displayed in this castle were completely
DICE's recent stuff?
Forces arrived.
Very questionable. I don't know.
The collective
I don't know.
and soul of the city's people,
Just
along with the crown, have disappeared without a trace.
Battlefield 2042. Need I say more?
Fortunate information back to the
Need I say
generals
anything more than that?
They were quite fond of those antiquities.
I think that's just a enough said moment. And also those weird leaks about Battlefield 6. They don't even necessarily want DICE. Yeah, but if we got Battlefront 3, I can't imagine EA wouldn't put DICE on it, because EA doesn't have a lot of FPS developers right now.
Is heading toward Vitose.
And EA specializes in large-scale multiplayer. Or sorry, EA. And DICE specializes in large-scale multiplayer.
To stamp us out.
2042 is actually pretty fun now. I still don't like it. I did go back to see because people were saying it was fun. I still don't like it.
In about 15 minutes. Air units are to cooperate.
It's not my thing. Because like Battlefield 5 I didn't like when it came out, but nowadays, like after all the support and everything ran its course, I think Battlefield 5 is really good. So I was like, oh, they did it again? Let me go check it out. And like, my thing with 2042 is that when it came out, it was broken and like you couldn't even play it. Genuinely. Now that they've fixed it, the game works. Like, it works pretty smoothly. It's just kind of a boring game, is what I realized after they fixed it. Not in the sense that it's, like, terrible, but just... I compare it to, like, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, fucking Battlefield Hardline. And it's just not as good. It's just Bad Company 2. I want to say that Bad Company 2 is still the GOAT. It's not. I know in my heart that it's not. I want to say that it is, but it's not. As sad as that makes me. How many multi-rolls did we have again? Weren't there 5 multi-rolls in this game? 4 or 5. Yes. I'll fly the Mirage a little longer then, just because. The destruction looked good again. The destruction does look great. Other stuff about those leaks are maybe concerning. We'll have to see. It's one of those where it's like, who knows? We'll see.
How about my weaponry? Are we ready to fly with these planes? Garuda team, time to
Battlefield
take off.
3 is probably the GOAT. If I had to put my money on one and say this was the best Battlefield ever, it was probably 3. It was either 3 or 4. As much as I want to say it was Bad Company, just because Bad Company 2 was my favorite and my first Battlefield, I can't in good faith say that Bad Company 2 was the best one. I would love a Bad Company 3 though. Welcome, False. She's arrived. For 2042, yeah. Yeah. That kind of stings all this time later, because like Battlefront 2 did end up being pretty fun. And a lot of people are enjoying 2042 now. Like, I have a couple friends that are. I'm still not big on it personally. So for me, it kind of stings.
Where are the enemy bombers?
But
Work with our radar facilities
Battlefield
on the ground.
6 looks
They should be able to
promising.
help you out.
So I have some hope. But the class system seems weird if those leaks are legit. I don't know why they're trying to fuck with the class system in Battlefield. Medal of Honor OG was my first war game. So my bar is really, really low. No, Medal of Honor like on PS1, right? We're thinking of the same one? It's a good PS1 shooter, which there were not many good FPS games on PS1. Or just on console in that era.
More enemy bombers detected on radar.
Oh, the PC version. Okay. It's legit as fuck. Yeah, that's a good one. I need a Battlefront 3. I don't know. Here. This one's not super spicy. But let me throw in, I was never that big on Battlefront 2015. Like at any point in that game's life. It was really pretty though. It looked great. That was one thing I loved about it. Please. Or like the OG ones. I prefer the originals for sure. But Battlefront 2, DICE's Battlefront 2 ended up being really fun once they made all the adjustments that they did and added in all the extra content. That one's really fun. I still prefer the original Battlefront 2 to it, but that one ended up being really good.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you.
The aces in this game are actually wild. Especially when you got other shit on you, like Jesus. Shamrock, get him off of me.
Connecting ESM for Garuda 1.
There we go.
Enemy bombers incoming. Intercept.
That's the second perfect shot I've hit him with. He's in an F-16. What the fuck? Oh, that's not hitting, even though it was perfect.
Enemy bombers are almost to the city. Take them out as quickly as possible.
There we go. Holy curve. Beautiful. Now I can go back to being the biggest badass in the sky. Now that the one really good pilot is out. The aces in this game are insane though. Like genuinely, the hardest encounters in Ace Combat 0 make these guys look like they're what's it? Standard pilots. It's crazy. I'm trying to think of a colorful way to put it, but that's the best way to that I came up with in that moment. Zero's aces have nothing on these guys, mostly because the AI on Zero's aces.
Talisman is locked on. Enemy plane in gun range. This one's mine.
There we go. You still think this game is harder than X? It's kind of weird. Yes and no. Like across the board, no. But there are a couple encounters in this game that are definitely harder than anything that's in ACX, if that makes sense. But like on average, I don't think this is harder than X. There are just a couple like standout encounters that are like, holy shit, why is this so hard? Like, dude, we just did the Mission 13 S rank during the A10 run the other day. And Jesus Christ, we were only on normal. Thank God. But even playing on normal, that S rank took over an hour.
Bombers are still incoming.
On normal, it took over an hour.
Box 3. Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you.
Even including End of Deception 2. Yeah, definitely. Mission 13 in this game. Yeah. Just yeah. Oh, have I heard about Chrome Hounds? I have heard of it, yes. But I've never really like seen gameplay of it or anything. But yeah, including End of Deception 1 and 2.
Enemy kill confirmed.
End of Deception on normal was not brutal like that. Because that just makes me like, oh my god, I have to bring a super plane for everything above normal. Otherwise, it's going to be near impossible every time. And I just don't want to have to go through that 3 more times. I might just have to bring Nosferatu for every other attempt at Mission 13. Because holy shit. But in general, I don't think it's as hard, like, on average. A lot of that is, like, things dying to 1 missile. Just, you know, makes it a lot more lenient. It's a lot easier to just clip things out of the sky when everything's dying to 1 missile.
Radar lock on.
6A bomber is down. Was that the last of them?
Bomber number 8 confirmed down.
It also saves you on ammo in the game that has, like, the most ammo. What difficulty? This is on Ace.
Target hit. 9th bomber down.
I don't know if that was S. I should have gone for other targets first. I didn't realize that was the last one.
Enemy bomber formation is confirmed down. I have to say you
Crazy
handled
aces
things well.
cracked even. Aces of aces even.
Roger that, Avalanche. I'll just report you as gunned down and missing in action.
Oh, they make the guys in Zero seem like nuggets. I should have thought of nuggets. That's a good one. God damn it. I'm pissed now that I didn't think of that. They make the aces in Zero seem like nuggets. It's because the aces here have, like, the general maneuvers of Zero's pilots, which are like their strengths. They move really well. But then the thing with Zero is they don't aim or evade very well. And then ACX had aces that, like, didn't maneuver very well, but were very evasive and also very good at aiming at you. And this game just took the strengths of both of them and just now they do everything. They're great at everything.
Grace Maria. It took me days to get here. Days of walking. but I know this road ends somewhere up ahead.
Somewhere. As aces should be. For sure. It's just, you run into them and it's crazy. Because you see an ace in like an F-16 and you have a 3-minute battle with him in this game. It's insane.
Before the enemy came.
X2 had whatever the hell Varkalak Squadron is. I love Varkalak Squadron. Personally.
I start to feel as if things never go as they are said to.
I did not see they're re-releasing the first Space Marine though. Hold on. Oh yeah. Hold on. How did I miss this? This must be why they're doing that big like Warhammer promotion where they're like giving away different 40K games on like Steam and GOG and like genuinely on PC right now, like every digital vendor has one free 40K game that if you redeem it this week, you keep it forever.
You've been ordered to start
On Steam, it's Warhammer 40K Gladius, which is like a turn-based strategy 40K game that's kind of like Civ, but it's 40K. And my girlfriend and I both grabbed that and have played like 4 hours in the last 2 days since they put it up because we've been staying up like really late playing it because we lose track of time. That being said, it's a great game to grab for free. It's a lot of fun. There's a Civ 40K. Yeah, it's called Warhammer 40K Gladius, and it's really fun. It's not like Civ. It's kind of Civ, kind of StarCraft. It's like a mix of them, and it's so fun. It's like StarCraft 2, but with like the hex system and the city building and the turn-based nature of Civ, and the matches are really long. Like, even if you play just a standard, like, 1v1 match of it, just you and one other player on, like, the tiny map, we did that once, and that took us over an hour to play out. And just, it's really fun, though. The only downside is its DLC is kind of crazy. In terms of, they have so much DLC for that game. And a lot of it is... Sorry, I'm reading about the Space Marine 1 Mastercraft Edition at the same time. Sorry, they have so many factions in that game. And like 4 of them are just base game. But then the other 3 of them, or 4, I don't remember how many, are paid DLC. Including like the Chaos Marines are paid DLC. And I'm kind of sitting here... And the DLC's all on pretty deep sale right now, too, with the promotion. And I'm kind of like... Chaos Marines.
I'm gonna piss in your mouth.
Okay, false. Let me just nerd out about Warhammer for a minute, okay? Come on. I like Warhammer. Calm down.
How about my weaponry? Are we ready to fly with these planes?
We should be.
Time to take off.
So yeah, they're doing like a definitive edition of the first Space Marine, which was okay. I'll be real. It's a lot of fun, but it's not like an amazing game or anything. It comes out on June 10th, which is really soon, weirdly. On PC and Series X, straight onto Game Pass. But Sega has not made any mention of a PlayStation 5 release. So seemingly it's not coming out for PlayStation users? Favorite faction? I'm basic as fuck. I just like the Space Marines more than anything else. The Chaos Marines are pretty cool. The Necron are pretty neat. but end of the day, it's the Space Marines. Orcs for the win. Orcs are fun.
Garuda team, provide cover for our troops
The
on the
orcs.
ground and eliminate all Estovakian ground forces. Choose any area you want to cover. Cross the return line if you need supplies. It's at the south end of the airspace.
You've got way more guys than us. Great confidence booster, huh? Let's get on it, Garuda 1.
Maybe I should have brought air to ground. I don't know what I was thinking.
Warlock, we're about to contain the main enemy forces across the river. Blast the hell out of anything that moves. Still cover, Shinobi. Moving to engage the enemy across the river. Requesting support.
Orc lore is insane. The orc lore is insane, to be fair.
Your radar display can be toggled for each
It,
operation.
40k lore is just insane. But yeah, orcs are fun. Ooh. I had to high G out of that one. I went a little deeper than I should have, probably. That's not hitting.
Don't let enemy forces reach Warlock Battalion. Take them out before they cross the bridge.
About half the enemy forces are down. I don't think they'll be getting in any further. Our firepower is far superior to theirs. This is a disgrace to our country.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Watch out! They've got a lock on you from the ground.
What? I'm trying to rechat. While also, oh yeah, you have to complete an operation first. I always forget. Why use Mirage? Just for fun, just for variety's sake.
Enemy tank destroyed.
I just get bored of using the same stuff, personally. And even though we're on Ace, aside from a few missions across the series, you don't really need to like bring the right plane or anything.
Lock on.
I wonder, like, because I do wish that some of the max difficulties were more difficult than they are, but I don't really know how you would do that aside from like changing the core mechanics of the game or just going batshit
Fox 2.
or Ace of Aces, I guess, is also a thing. Just like completely changing the configurations of the enemies. Honestly, that might be more fun. Maybe just that. Maybe just do more Ace of Aces not locked behind DLC.
Quack's battalion is a small-scale unit. Don't let the enemy surround them. They'll need the best backup you've got to offer.
Because I feel like each game has like a couple missions that are pretty hard on the highest difficulty, but aside from that, like the ace modes are typically really chill still. Really laid back to play through. Project Wingman does that? What, like an Ace of Aces mode? Of course it does. I'm not gonna stop hearing about Project Wingman until I played it. Or until I play it. English. What about Avalanche?
Garuda team, listen up.
What is Avalanche?
Aircraft that have already completed their operation objective are being sent your way. Call them in when you need backup.
This is Warlock. We're gonna branch off into two groups and provide cover for the other battalions.
Mercenary is close to Ace of Aces on Project Wingman. Oh.
If one of our remaining units can make it through, the entire enemy
3 missions of it are close? Okay. So not as ridiculous, but same kind of concept, I guess. There we go. Now the specials can do something.
All planes, moving
Brought the wrong ones.
enemy forces still remaining.
They're not going anywhere.
At least they'll be good for this part.
Talisman, don't go thinking we can win this war all by ourselves. If the enemy becomes more than you can handle, don't be afraid to request allied support.
Launching missile.
Watch out! They've got a lock on you from the ground.
I'll take care of this one. Attention all tank battalions, commence delaying tactics.
Oh, he's going too slow.
Lock on.
This one, watch out for enemy fire.
Hello.
I lost control! I lost control!
Enemy plane in gun range.
Shamrock, drive. Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Oh my god, he tanked 3? The aces have so much health in this game, which is wild.
Safety line and head back
When
to
no
base.
other planes in this game have even a normal amount of health compared to the rest of the series. Then the aces will just pull up and tank like 5 to 6 perfect missile shots. Oh my god. Come back here.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you.
Oh my god. There we go. I was like, I keep just missing my
Okay, I'm on backup.
my shoot indicators. There we go. Yeah, I was about to say he is in a tornado,
Careful
but
now.
still, that was
The enemy
crazy.
has you on radar.
Jace Combat is the best soundtrack. For me, it's 7 overall. Because, like, my favorite tracks aren't from 7, like my absolute favorites, like my top 2.
Watch out!
But
The enemy has a lock on you.
7 has way more bangers that I have, like, saved on my Spotify playlist than any other game in the series.
Garuda 1 launched missile.
And actually, 5 comes pretty close
Talisman has
as
launched.
well for me.
Just get better balls, Cole.
I have a lot of music from 5 saved on Spotify.
Radar.
Enemy at 6 o'clock.
I've got a lock on.
Half of the remaining enemy forces are down.
Beautiful.
This area has been cleared of enemy forces. Mission complete. Get back to base.
Looks like I won the bet.
That's one step closer to Grace Maria. Garuda 1,
Remember to drop a
you've got
like on the
control
stream if you
going
want to see
over
Ace
us.
Combat streams more often. True.
I'm counting on you, Talisman.
I am gauging like how much or how heavily I weight certain games in the schedule purely just off of how much you guys engage with them.
Forces. We're about to engage
Although the other day I saw
of the river from multiple angles.
I've seen a couple people over the last couple days say things like, oh, I'm not gonna like any streams outside of this one game that I really want more of.
Thanks to your efforts,
And to that, I'm not
mission
literally
successful.
just gauging it off of what
Chameleon
streams are getting the
forces
most
were able to
likes.
extend to the center of
I'm
Hesper,
gauging it off of like
expanding
all
their
of the
power
major performance
Esteban
metrics
forces were
averaged
driven off
out.
the front line.
Just
And
the
have
reason that I
retreated
say
to
more
Bartolome
likes
Fortress, which is
could
located
lead
in
to
the
more
center
of those
the island.
streams is
This mission should have given them a good
more
taste of
likes
what our
pushes
forces
things
can
harder
do.
in the algorithm.
Soon, we'll be able
So,
to drive all Estovakian forces.
I'm not literally just looking at how many likes each stream is getting. I'm averaging out like all of the major performance metrics in a fucking spreadsheet. And it legitimately, like, as soon as stream ends and all of the data has processed, it's like the first thing I do after stream. Well, I go and like take a piss, eat dinner, the general stuff, and then when I sit back down at my computer, it's the first thing I do after stream every day is punch that data into the spreadsheet. I feed it the data.
He's all skin and bones, with eyes like a hawk. But that badge and the cane.
Can you imagine what MGS1 would look like if Capcom remade it using the RE engine? I don't want to, or I don't see any other company remaking it outside of Konami. No, Konami. Well, outside of what's their name? Virtuous, because Virtuous is a very faithful remake studio. Like, they really like to keep the game preserved as it was, aside from things that are just like objectively, or I guess just universally agreed to be better.
Prisoners have lost their will to fight. The American military
I don't know.
administration is broken
I couldn't, like, I like Capcom's style of remake,
by the support they need.
but Capcom
It's only a matter of time.
has never really made like any great stealth games or anything. So considering that their style of remake is making a whole different game that shares the setting of the original and the basic story of the original, I don't know if Capcom would be the move. Just because they don't really have like any sort of
The final
history
remnant
with
of
that
Estovakian
genre.
forces on this island is concentrated on Mount Marcello
That makes sense.
in northern Kessid. The enemy is mainly distributed throughout this mountainous area, with Bartolomeo Fortress as its center of operations, providing a variety of high-level defensive.
I just saw they're making Bolt Gun 2. I did hear about that.
This fortress also boasts strong anti-air capabilities.
I did hear about that.
Our ground unit in this mission is to split into two groups, to the east and west, along with an air unit mainly providing ESM, which gives us 3 units in total. Garuda team, we need you to cover each of these
This is
units.
the mission
in
I'm
whichever
thinking it
order you
is. This
feel
one's
is
kind of
necessary.
long.
The situation will change depending on which.
Oh, I guess the
turn
missions
particular
just
battle
get
takes.
longer in this game as
You'll
you
need
go,
keep
to be
close
fair.
tabs on the combat situation of each unit to successfully complete this
Nice
mission.
Saturday. It is
Our
Saturday,
forces
isn't
on the
it?
mainland are scattered and desperate, doing all they can
My
to
last,
protect our nation.
like,
We need you to help guarantee
how many
their
days?
success
Hold
this
on.
mission. And success
I
on
can
this
tell you
mission
when this
is
started.
measured by how much support you can provide.
My
them.
last week, pretty much, has been this crazy blur. Man, it really has been a week. Holy shit. I've been working on just something big. And just putting like all of my time outside of stream into that pretty much. For like a week straight. So the fact that it's already Saturday again, for me, it's like, whoa. How did we get to Saturday so fast? I thought it was just Saturday. Isn't it like the start of the week right now? I thought it was the start of the week. Right? I am thinking Super Hornet sounds fun. Does it have... Sod is probably... things aren't like super clustered on this mission, I don't think. I'm gonna go with it.
Tell us, which plane should
And
I
just
pick?
pray.
How about my weaponry? Are we ready to fly with these planes?
Garuda team, time to take off.
So weird. Yeah, it genuinely, like... It does not feel like it's Saturday. Oh, yeah. Because, like, also... I swear... I've mentioned before that, when it comes to investing, I cash average my investments. which is fancy investment speak for I put in like the same amount of money at set intervals. And for me, it's every Monday. When the market opens at the start of the week every week, I put in like the same amount every week, just steadily. The point of cash averaging is it's a long-term investment strategy. Because some people are going to be like, that makes no sense. Because most people think of stocks as just like buy low, sell high, time the market. But if you're doing long-term like I am, the point behind it is it kind of averages out any major fluctuations in the market. And if you're investing like the same amount every week and you're just, you know, putting it in over time at points where the stock is valued differently, then overall it will mitigate the risk for something like you buying the stock all in one go for like 3 months worth instead at a really high price, and then it drops like the next week, and it kind of averages out and gives you some cushion on that. It's a loss mitigation strategy. So I put in the same amount every week, and it feels like I just did that, but I did that on Monday. But I swear to God, it feels like that Monday was just like yesterday. Maybe the day before yesterday. How is it Saturday already? That was a crazy fast week for me. I feel like it just was immediate. Because no, seriously, I've just been working on this video thing for like a week straight, like every waking moment pretty much. I've been playing some games with my girlfriend like at night afterwards, but that's about all I've done for like the last week. I've just been working on this one thing and streaming and playing some games with her at night, and that's it. Just rinsing and repeating it for like a week straight. So it feels like this week just blurred past me. That's wild. Because like that means the Revelations video went live like 4 days ago. I feel like that just went live. I'm trying to think of like everything that did happen in the last week to measure it by, and yeah, all of it just feels like it just happened. What? How did this week just time skip? Best part is I'm not even close to done on the video thing. After like a week straight of putting all my time into it. I mean, yeah, I say not close to done, and it makes it sound like I'm only just starting on it, sort of thing. I'm like, hold on, I have to do math. Fuck it, give me a calculator. I'm not gonna be able to get that percentage in my head. Oh no, I do this. I flip the numbers. I'm 64% of the way done. Approximately. Thank God for calculators. Yeah, no, I was like, I could do this, but this is kind of a weird calculation that I just don't want to do mentally. Just whip out the calculator. It's not bad. No, but it's like, ooh. Especially having this moment of realization right now where I'm like, I just sunk a week straight into this. And it's gonna be like another 4 or 5 days at that rate then. I thought that whole ass smoke cloud was the train. I started shooting really high. You know what I did for 6 hours today? Cleaned my house. Jesus. That must have been a deep clean.
The situation is getting worse.
Bet they're all ridiculous like most retro achievements. I don't know, how ridiculous could you make Ace Combat? Never mind.
Out of commission. Nice work.
I say as I'm playing a game where I'm gonna have to do like no damage runs of the entire campaign. Like, how ridiculous could you make Ace Combat achievements? Pretty ridiculous is the answer.
Facility was destroyed.
You just have to be sadistic enough, I guess.
Garuda 1 launched missile.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
All pilots, encircle and protect Snake Pit.
Special weapons running low.
That was solid.
Made it to the objective point. Mission accomplished.
One trophy away from platinum on Oblivion Remastered. Jesus. Although from what I looked at,
One out of special weapons.
I mean, the Oblivion Remastered platinum is essentially just like,
Request allied support.
at least for the most part, it seems like it's pretty much just do the main campaign, do the faction quest lines, and then like a couple miscellaneous things, but that's about it. It seems like it's pretty chill considering how crazy they could have made it. Is a good way to put it. Because with a game like Oblivion, you could have done some ridiculous achievements.
Rock's battalion is heading for the second checkpoint at a steady pace.
Point me in the right direction. Don't offer any range, but I'll give it a shot.
Enemy plane in gun range.
They're the same as the OG achievements, I think. What are the OG achievements? I don't even know.
Missile struck target.
This doesn't look good.
I'm shocked there wasn't a trophy for doing every Daedric quest. Yeah.
Making hard.
I feel like they could have been a lot crazier than they are, at least from what I peeked at. Another platinum that seems pretty easy actually is the new Doom platinum. I peeked at that and basically it's just like, yeah, do a 100% playthrough and you're good. Like genuinely, that's about it. Like all of the achievements pretty much boil down to max out the upgrades for this, max out the upgrades for that, collect all the toys in the game, collect all the lore documents in the game. And I'm like, dude, where's like the complete and ultra nightmare playthrough and stuff like that, you know? Like there's just nothing like that. It'll actually be the first Doom reboot that I platinum. Because it's going to be easy. Because the thing that happened with 2016 and Eternal is I have all of the single player achievements in both. But I do not have the multiplayer achievements because I couldn't be bothered. Just wasn't worth it. I don't enjoy the Doom multiplayer modes. At least the recent ones. Like classic Doom Deathmatch, that's one thing, but like 2016 and Eternal's multiplayer, neither were for me. So I got all the single player ones and then never bothered with the multiplayer. Maybe someday. Probably not. Maybe if we ever do a Doom series, I guess. But Doom Eternal didn't have an achievement for Ultra Nightmare either, and I feel like they should. Because the games literally give you skins for the Slayer for completing them. Like, there's a reward for doing them, so I feel like having an achievement as well would just be sweet for, like, showing off on your profile or whatever. It was very forgettable. Yeah, I did a little bit of that battle mode or whatever it was. The one where like some players are demons and then there's one slayer and you're fighting. It's like a fun little gimmick mode, but nothing worth playing for more than like an hour or two. It's one of those.
Missile struck target.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you.
Not one essential to 100%. Now I feel like for something like that, like I love a hard achievement at the end of a journey like that. Personally, and I know that that's maybe crazy, but like I love that if you go to my Steam profile right now, which I leave public so that people can look at it because I like to flex my gamer cred, as I think we all do. If you go to my Steam, right up at the top, you know what I have on my completionist showcase? Metal Gear Solid 2. You know why I have that right at the top? Because of Big Boss. No other reason. Genuinely, because of the Big Boss achievement, I put that bitch right at the top of my profile. Because if you go to my Steam profile, one of the first things you're gonna see is that I have completed a Big Boss run of Metal Gear Solid 2. And that's some badass gamer cred, because it's one of those things that's like, if you know how hard that shit is, you're like, oh damn, he's a real gamer. He does not fuck around. Flex, genuinely. Right now, my Steam name is the Chole Slayer. Normally, my profile is like impossible to find unless you already have found it, because my Steam name is normally Balls. But I like themed my whole Steam page for the release of Doom: The Dark Ages, so right now it's the Chole Slayer. Which I'm assuming I'm the only one. Probably. I can't imagine there are many other Chole Slayers out there. I would never attempt the MGS2 one. It's so crazy, but like having it at the top of my page kicks ass, right? Like that's just one of those things where since I did it, it's fucking sweet. I also love Steam's completionist showcases and stuff like that. Like they have the completionist one, and you can also set one up that's literally just an achievement showcase where you can choose like 25 achievements that you've gotten in any game to just put in this little showcase. I love that. And like having those right there on your profile, I think is great. I think PlayStation has some great completionist rewards in just the form of like platinum trophies, but Steam's showcases on your profile, I think, are unmatched by any of like the consoles or anything right now. Where like I can specifically cherry pick a few games, a few achievements that I've like completed, gotten, whatever, and put them right at the top of my profile to where it's the first thing you see. I love that. That makes it feel so worth it. Because the flex afterwards is crazy. The flex afterwards is insane.
Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you.
Yeah, you can do one that's rarest. Oh shit. I don't like the rarest achievement showcase, because what mine ended up being was just a bunch of super obscure achievements from like the Master Chief Collection or random Call of Duty games where like no one plays the campaign or whatever. So I don't personally love the rarest achievement showcase, but that is also one that you can choose.
Talisman, don't be afraid to request allied support.
I need to get Vampire Survivors completed again. They put out some DLC and now I don't have it at the top of my page anymore. Same with Hollow Cure did some content updates, so I have to do that again.
Snake pit's under attack.
I have to go clean that up now. Those are just my free time games though. Some rare achievements are bafflingly easy. Yeah, some of them are like not even that hard. They're just really rare because for one reason or another, like no one has them. And the rarest achievement one literally just does go through all of your achievements on your profile. And it's like, okay, which ones have the lowest percentage of players who have gotten it? And it just puts those up like automatically. You don't get to choose them. I prefer the one where you get to manually select stuff. Because like even if I put up my rarest achievement showcase right now on Steam, because I used to have it, the big boss achievement for MGS2 wouldn't even be on there. Because like a bunch of random Halo or like Call of Duty achievements that just weirdly no one has would beat it out. Because a higher percentage of MGS2 Master Collection players did Big Boss compared to those. Yeah, Dead Rising 4 would be one of them where it's like, yeah, this is a game that a lot of people bought, but no one actually played. So a bunch of achievements that are easy to get are just super rare because no one has them. No one played the game enough to get them. Stuff like that. I don't love the rarest achievement one. The idea is good, but then if you're someone who has played a lot of games on Steam, it ends up just being kind of random. I think on my rarest achievements as well, I have like achievements that are from like multiplayer games that got shut down years ago. How much of Ace Combat 6 do you have left? A pretty good amount still. This is the Ace / multi-role only run. I'm doing both in one go. And then after this, I'll probably, I don't know. I might want to get like all of the challenge runs done first, actually. I was going to say I'll probably just clean up my S ranks after this, but no, after this, I might do like the machine gun only or the speed run or something like that. But there are a lot of challenge runs for this game. So I don't really know, but I feel like we've still got a bit for 6. 6's 100% is pretty extensive. Multi-role seems like the widest variety. It is in 7 for sure. In 6 though, fighters are the widest variety. Multi-role's like in the middle. There are 5 of them here. 6 doesn't have many planes to begin with. I say 5 of them out of like 16, I think, is the total number for AC6. Oh. But my free time completion journey right now, chat, I don't think I've mentioned this on stream. Maybe I have. It was for my birthday. My girlfriend gifted me the Crash Bandicoot Remastered Trilogy on Steam because I bought it on PlayStation back when it came out, when it was PS4 exclusive at the time, but then never bought a PC copy. And I've mentioned before, I did the Crash 1 Platinum on PlayStation, and it was super hard, but I did it because I love Crash Bandicoot. I'm doing it again on Steam now. Because if I have Crash Bandicoot on Steam, god damn it, I need to have it platinumed. I can't help myself. I've also slowly been working through, and this is for like the last couple months, the Spyro trilogy, which she also gifted me that for Valentine's Day. I get games for special occasions. It's great. Big smile. I should play Insane Trilogy sometime. It's so fun. Such good remasters.
Ground target has been eliminated.
Isn't the Insane Trilogy Platinum like exceptionally hard? Yes. And on PlayStation, they separated them out into like the separate games. So like there's a Platinum trophy for just Crash 1 and then just Crash 2. But Steam doesn't have them separated out like that. So on Steam, to have it as a complete game, you have to do the whole trilogy Platinum. But I'm chipping away at that in my free time. And I think I'm like 40-some% through Crash 1 right now.
Roger. Talisman, it's time to mop the floor.
IMO the most fun one? What the fuck? Did you just say that Warped is the most fun? DS. Tell me it was a typo. You said 2, right? You meant to say 2, right? You meant to say Crash 2. Surely.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
No, fuck. I saw that coming. Oh, the most fun Platinum, not the most fun game. Okay. The Crash 1 Platinum is definitely the worst of them. For sure. Crash 1 is just brutal. And then the achievements they put in there are crazy. Not the most fun game, thank God. I thought we were gonna have to drop a ban hammer. That would have warranted it. If I ever see anyone in my chat telling me that Crash 3 is the best of the trilogy, I'm gonna lose it. Not because it's bad, but it's just definitely the weakest one of the 3. Okay, video game. Ow, son of a bitch. 66%? I've Crash saying whoa as my text alert sound, and you haven't played the Insane Trilogy? What? That should be my text notification. Something like that. I should have gamer ringtones. How do I not have gamer ringtones? If anyone was gonna have them, you'd think I would have them. How do I not? This bitch.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Enemy at 6 o'clock.
Why is the SU-47 ace so early in the campaign? My dumb ass. I'm like, yeah, we're still so early. I'll fly the Super Hornet just for the hell of it. Of MGS codec as my ringtone, that would be pretty good.
Drive.
Oh. I got at least one. I don't think the second one was perfect. Ah, huge.
Our self-propelled artillery has moved into engagement.
I
I only played Crash 2. What's even funnier is that I also played CTR and Crash Bash. Bro, Crash Team Racing is so good. Crash Bash is a video game. Certainly. Hello, capture card. Wake up. Come on, Elgato. It annoyed people enough that I had to change it? Bro, who was annoyed by the MGS codec sound? What do you mean?
Garuda 1 launched missile.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Missile missed. Missile evaded.
A party game with story, yeah. No, Crash Bash is... yeah. Solid effort. Crash Bash is a solid effort. I could maybe say that.
In gun range.
Maybe. Bitch.
This one's mine. Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Enemy plane down.
Missed.
Four people on PS1 was dope. That's true. Going to be original Ishin or remake Ishin? Original Ishin. I'm playing the original. Thankfully, I had the foresight long ago to start studying Japanese. So I'm like, man, I play a lot of Japanese games on the channel. Might come in handy at some point. And then everyone voted Yakuza. Although I didn't have to do Kuroyo in Japanese. So that kind of worked out. It's just convenient. I'm sorry. I had 2 Discord pings. I was curious. And last night, I was just talking about how, what's that? I was just talking about how my girlfriend and I were playing that Warhammer game that was being given out for free on Steam, just for fun. And it's made for like a ton of people on giant maps. So I invited Owen, because he's a Warhammer 40k fan too. It's like, yeah, you can play it with us. That would be fun. Feel free. And I told him, like, yeah, we're gonna play it last night. I'll let you know. And I did let him know, and then he never responded. And he just messaged me. And he just said, my bad, I smoked a joint. So apparently he smoked and then just totally forgot that we were gonna play Warhammer. That's why I never heard from him.
Don't let your guard down.
Valid. Fair enough. That was late last night too.
Ground target has been eliminated.
There is an English patch. Yeah, it's for the PS3 version, and I got the PS4 version. I knew that there was one for PS3. I just don't want to play the PS3 version of a PS4 game, if that makes sense.
Garuda 1, Fox 2.
Because, like, my Japanese is strong enough that I can play Yakuza at this point in Japanese. It's a little more mental load to do it compared to otherwise. And obviously it kind of sucks to not have English text on screen for the video and everything, but I just don't want to play like the last gen version of one of those games that came out right at the transition point. You know what I mean?
Radar lock.
But I did know of the PS3 version. So you bought OG for PS4 and the remake version on PS4? No, I bought the remake version on Steam. My preferred platform is Steam.
Enemy fortress threat level is even lower now.
Oh yeah, here. It's actually... It's right here on my desk next to me. My copy.
Maintain current level of engagement.
My PS4 copy. Flash the import. Boom. I do love importing games. There's something fun about it. I don't know why I've gotten so into it.
This is Garuda 2. I took a hit, but I'm still airworthy.
Only a few missiles left.
Respect the commitment to authenticity. Well, yeah, it's just like, what's it? With Ishin Kiwami, a lot of people will say that it's like basically the same thing. But my thing with that was, even when everyone was like, it's the same thing, don't bother doing the original. There's no reason. Just do the remake, it's fine. I was like, how many of these people actually played the OG Ishin? Because at first I was like, oh, okay, that's similar, we'll see, maybe. Even though I would want to, since they branded it Kiwami, I was like, I should treat it the same as the other Kiwamis, probably. But I eventually had the thought where I'm like, wait a minute. How many of like the English Yakuza community, the English-speaking Yakuza community, sorry, did actually play the original before playing the remake and know the differences like firsthand? And even then, they branded it Kiwami. So I wanted to keep it consistent, because I did even have some people saying that with like the Kiwami games, like Yakuza 1 and 2, where they're like, they're the same game, don't bother doing both of them, just do the remake. I was like, even just at like a quick Google search, I find rants about how different they are. All right, Ishin not so much, but again, it never came out here. So I just don't think that much of the English-speaking Yakuza community has played Ishin. One of the only Yakuza games I haven't played. I thought it was just gonna be, you got Fist of the North Star? Maybe. Maybe I do. Sorry, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I didn't realize for a long time, until like very recently, that, what's it? Ishin takes place in the same city and even overlaps with the same like main district of the city as Kenzan. And like shares a lot of the locations and stuff like that. So that is just to say, I didn't realize that Ishin isn't just like, oh yeah, it's another Edo period Yakuza spin-off, but it's not really that related. That's what I had thought at first for like the longest time. But apparently it's very related to Kenzan. Like very directly a sequel to Kenzan in a lot of ways. From what I've learned now, learning a bit more of the game, since I'm working on that soon. So that is way more exciting, because I fucking loved Kenzan. Kenzan's still like a top 3 for me. Maybe, no. Yeah, top 3. Maybe top 2, I don't know. I genuinely can't decide between Kenzan and Yakuza 5. I'm stuck between those for my number 2 spot. One of them's number 2, one of them's number 3. I can't pick one. They're right there with each other for me. I can't decide. I saw a vid Fist of the North Star is running pretty damn well on Shad PS4. My PS4 is still, like, in perfect shape, thank God. So I'll have to look into it. But I feel like Shad, even though it is really coming along, it's still so young that I don't know if I want to rely on it for a video just yet. You know what I mean?
Lock on.
Just because, like, inevitably, I mean, there has to be, like, some weird visual bugs and stuff, right? So I don't know. Fist of the North Star, I'll have to look at it on Shad. Because it might be nice to upscale it. If it is, like, really, really good, but otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I'll wait.
SOD
Let's see.
launched.
I can link the article that lists the Ishin changes. No, I'm good. I'll figure them out. I'm gonna play both of them for the series, so I'll get there. And I feel like going in blind for the remake and not knowing what's gonna be different might just be better for the video. If that makes sense.
The enemy fortress is under our control.
Like actually having those reactions rather than knowing about them way beforehand. Because there are a lot of games in between Ishin and Ishin Kiwami. Even though they were only a few years apart, they were going crazy in those few years.
Fortress. Ground unit. Continue engagement.
The game already runs at 60 on PS4 anyway, I'm pretty sure.
Time to mop the floor.
When did it come out? Wasn't it like
We have successfully
2015 or
retaken
16
Barcelona
for Fist of the North
With
Star?
The successful execution of this mission,
It might be
American forces
safe.
have regained complete control of Kesset Island.
Maybe.
A plan to retake the mainland is now in the works.
Maybe.
We're about to get into some serious combat.
Oh, didn't mean to hit that button. Yakuza 0? No, we're talking about Fist of the North Star.
Bridge was shot to hell by enemy aircraft.
Plan on doing the multiplayer for AC6? Yeah.
Until the last second to come bail us out of that.
I haven't tested it yet, but apparently the game still just works on Xbox Live.
Torch is our driver.
Like apparently the dedicated servers aren't still up for like matchmaking.
Damn thing.
But if you just have people on your friends list and set up a lobby, it's supposed to work just fine.
Since we're all
According to a couple people on Reddit in recent months posting about it.
is yours truly.
So we should be able to do it.
I'd live sweet and easy on this island for the rest of my days if I could.
Fist of the North Star is 60.
The
Okay,
Fly Boys,
sweet.
on the other hand, are workaholics. They drove a whole mess of enemy troops off this rock.
Based on the amazing 80s anime? Yeah, RGG did a Fist of the North Star game
But this is the worst landing operation
that
I've
is,
ever heard of.
it's a Yakuza game, just Fist of the North Star.
I always knew
It is so Yakuza that it's commonly considered to just be
What an idiot.
like in that lineup of RGG games. So I'm doing it for the series. I'm including it on the release order and the completion and everything.
Donnie says
Also, I think that Kiryu appears in it. I heard somewhere.
he also says he dug an
I think that there's some sort of like Easter egg or completion reward or something where Kiryu does appear.
But if he really dug a tunnel that close to the vault, I just want to know
So-
one thing. What the hell are we still doing here?
We'll see.
Once we're back on the mainland, we've got to get to that.
It's a
bank
DLC
before the
skin.
Heptabakians
Damn
get their
it.
Filthy paws on our loot. What do we got?
I'm
to
not buying
lose?
it. No DLC skins for me. I refuse. Actually, I bought all the AC7 DLC
I'm about to go over
just
the
because
mission
people were
contents.
like, do it, do
Finally,
it.
the day
It's
is
for a
here.
100%.
We've organized enough troops
Do
and
everything, and I
intelligence
did
to
buy
retake the
it.
mainland.
So,
Soon the American military
Maybe.
will initiate an operation.
I think it's
designed to take back
$4.
The American mainland. Our forces on the mainland are growing more exhausted. as
$4.
each
I
day
could go get a
passes.
4 for 4
If we
for
don't
that.
act
I could
soon,
eat dinner for the
they will
night
be
for that.
wiped out completely.
Granted,
Our bridgehead
not the
for
best dinner, but I
disembarking troops
could.
on the mainland will be established at Rargam Beach, on the western tip of Ania. We're sending in units by air and sea. This is going to be a large-scale mission, so do all you can to see it through to the end. This mission will be divided into multiple units.
Or you could have a Kiryu skin. See, for 100%, that is going to be quite a bit of Fist of the North Star, just playtime-wise.
In order to bring in the landing unit safely, and for taking over points on the
So
ground.
I could maybe
Our
be
fleet needs
convinced.
support in order to thoroughly
Maybe.
defeat enemy forces close to the sea or in the vicinity of oil fields. It would be to our advantage if you could rush to various attack points and take them out before our units have to deal with them. Swift and accurate execution is extremely important in this mission in order to gain a secure foothold. Don't hold back. Show us what you're made of out there.
Sorry, I was looking at things. Man, I'm gonna get so much time out of the F-15 and the Rafale later in this run that I kind of still want to save them. Just because I know if I start using them too early and have to use them for a bunch of missions in a row, I'm gonna get sick of them. I did see the Berserk skins for Diablo 4. They're cool. They're insanely expensive because Diablo 4. But yeah. If you want to complete Fist of the North Star at its hardest, I recommend the JP version. I don't remember the details, but I saw in a video that compared to the Western version, its list is BS. Wait, really? What's it called? Lost Paradise. There we go. Lost Paradise. 100%? Hold on. I'm now so curious about that because that sounds weird. Hold on. Let me find the video. I'm genuinely very curious. Found it. What is it? Because YouTube won't let you post links. It just holds them. Like, I can't even approve them. Whose video is it? I could probably just punch in their YouTube name and get it. Or yeah, Discord server works too. Oh. I found something. Just apparently this game is super different across the two versions. The English version has more brutal combat, including enhanced gore and visible blood, whereas the Japanese version toned down the violence to meet rating requirements. But then the Japanese version has some visual effects that are missing from the English release. The English version has some changes to character dialogue or interactions to better fit the target audience. That's nothing out of the ordinary. Especially with RGG, that's nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So out of his tier list, where's Fist of the North Star? Here we are. I'm genuinely so curious about this now.
This is a nightmare to platinum.
Oh.
This may sound as a shock, seeing as how positive I was about the game in a video that I've done for the manga's 40th anniversary. And don't get me wrong, everything positive that I said about the core game still stands. The completion process, on the other hand, is one of the worst that RGG has ever concocted. There's a specific reason why I've listed both the Western release and the Japanese release of the game here.
Hold on, here we go.
Which will soon become apparent. But let's first discuss the Western version. Easily the most annoying trophy.
Now, give me the Japanese version.
The Western version doesn't require you to achieve 100% completion, but with how every single side activity is designed to be grindy for the hell of it, you might not be able to tell the difference. Not only that, but the general difficulty of the individual tasks is comparable to something like Minigame Master from Yakuza 3. For example, the fact you need to get S ranks in all 4 courses of death batting, which is just extreme baseball, is the closest that I've ever gotten to putting my DualSense through a bloody blender. Even with the miracle infuriating things I've come across, and I've already platinumed the Yakuza UB Linux songs, which are basically karaoke, but extreme. Of Yakuza completion,
Trying to find just
you'll
the
find a
Japanese
way
bits.
to circumvent some of this grind. For example, there's a sub-story where you need to find your mention talisman type of articles. Not worth keeping that accursed armor.
I don't want to
As
listen to the whole
get
5-minute bit.
If you want
I'm just
to get
trying to find the
through
little
this
bits of
process
trivia.
as painlessly as possible. Keep in mind, this is just the Western release we're talking about, and I'll still put it in the highest tier. Now, what about the Japanese version? Well, if you'll recall all of these handy-dandy shortcuts and workarounds I've mentioned earlier, basically all of them are worthless. Cause this version of Lost Paradise does require 100% completion, and as if the apparently subdued version wasn't enough of a hassle, looking at the Japanese trophy list makes me wonder the sanity of whoever implemented these requirements into the game.
Okay.
For example, where you would normally...
Okay, so the big thing, I get it now, because he showed it on screen. It's literally just that he's looking at the achievements for that. He's literally just looking at the platinum trophy and nothing else. Oops. Muscle memory. Been playing too many imported games. It literally is just the platinum, like, trophy for the Western version doesn't require 100% in the game. Because there's just no achievement for it in the Western release. But in the Japanese release, you need to get, like, the in-game 100% completion list done. That's the big difference. So TLDR, you save a lot of time if you're only doing platinum on the English release, because the in-game 100% isn't required. But for me, I'm mainly gauging it off of the in-game 100% counter. So I'm already screwed with either version. You have to get 100% either way, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is for me, that's what I'm gauging it off of primarily. And then it's like, oh, the achievements pretty much just come from that. Surely, if you do that, you get everything else. So, and then anything that's not the case is probably not too hard to clean up. Come on. Brother. It'll be a long time until we reach that game. What, Fist of the North Star? For stream, it probably will be, yeah. Although I am weighting Yakuza more heavily in the schedule now compared to before. Because before, I was like, oh, Yakuza is like the newest thing we've been doing. So I'm not like terribly worried about it right now compared to other stuff that's older, and I just kind of want to have it off the list. But now that I've changed the way I'm weighting my schedule, we're going to be doing it more. Not to the point where it's like the most frequent. The most heavily weighted now after the change is Metal Gear. And then I think Resident Evil's right behind it, and then Yakuza, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the way it's ultimately played out. I could go look. I have it all in the spreadsheet. I've lost judgment by now. Yeah, so far doing the PS2 games has been great because there aren't any really well organized guides like his for those games. It's kind of been scrambling across the internet for individual pieces of info the whole way through on those. So that's been great. With our best find of Yakuza 1, literally no one could find, like including chat looking while I was looking, no one could find a coin locker key guide for Yakuza 1 on PS2. We just couldn't find any of them until someone miraculously found like a Japanese forum post and sent it to me. They're like, is this any good? And it was. It was actually a great guide for it. I was like, yep, here we go. My new favorite resource for this run.
Is she gonna rub it on her schlong? I need to know what happens.
And Parasite Eve birthed a lot of crazy sound bites, huh?
Enemy aircraft down.
This mission in not the A10.
Why are you playing so hard to get, baby boy? I'm not. I'm playing Mass Effect.
Is such a pain in the ass. See you around. Hot sauce. Have a good rest of your day. Fuck was that voice line? It's a random quote command from a good friend of mine who also streams, and we share a lot of our chats, like across each other's channels. Very good friend, but she says some crazy shit, man. So at this point, if people just clip her saying some crazy out of context shit, it gets sent my way inevitably. And I just throw it into the bot, and it just works. It just works. The first thing they hear is the Mommy Milkers quote. I think they would stay forever. I don't think they would ever leave. I've been on the internet long enough. I know what you guys are into. Crazy bitches.
Talisman is locked on.
I've been around.
Sam destroyed. Garuda 1, Fox 2.
Speaking of, where is False today? She's probably around. But on the weekends, the thing is, during the week, she's at work when I stream. Because I stream in the middle of the afternoon. So she's just at her boring desk job where she does have 2 monitors and normally just throws my stream up on the second monitor. And that's why she's here and so active most of the time, is just because she's at work and doesn't really have anything better to do. I didn't put my Xbox in Do Not Disturb. I keep forgetting. But on weekends, she's normally a bit busier. She might be hanging around, though.
Missile struck target. About half the enemy forces are down. Looks like this will be an easy ride for our forces coming ashore.
Can't you shoot down those fighters? They've got ground forces coming too.
Target hit.
Always around? See? I knew it. I knew it. I lined those up terribly.
Launching missile.
Snatching your people up. Man, that's so old. I feel like at some point we're gonna reference that and people aren't gonna get it. I don't feel like that's very far away. Always listening to see if you're talking shit. Never. I never. Sub 40 run. Sub 40 hours. Yakuza 5 speed run. That is an insane speedrun category. That's actually just insanity that people even speedrun that shit. I mean, naturally, someone has to. Everyone always, like, sorry, every community will have one or two people who are crazy enough. Ooh. It's like when zombie speedruns got boring back in the day. And then my dumbass hopped on the round 100 speedrun train. People ate it up because no one runs those categories. No one's crazy enough. Of course I am.
Enemy ground forces are almost completely destroyed. This mission is going smoothly.
Our unit battalion is demolished. The Americans are overwhelming us. Enemy forces are almost eliminated. Thanks to Garuda team. Garuda, just a little more. Cook up every last one.
A guy who speedruns Zelda? Did I say 1 through 7?
In gun range.
Yes. Jesus Christ. Cross game categories are crazy. Like, I get some of them. If it's like, what's it? Like an Ocarina into Majora's Mask speedrun, I get that. But just straight up running like the first 7 Zelda games in sequence is insane. That's batshit. I'm not that gamer. Yet.
Radar lock. Launching missile. Missile struck target. Enemy kill confirmed.
We've taken control of the coast. We couldn't have done it without.
Oh, there isn't even an air-to-air operation on this mission. Just brutal. I'm gonna go and drop like one quick run through, you know, shoot some missiles, drop my last sod, and then I'm gonna resupply. Because if I do this with just missiles, we're gonna be here for an eternity. Like I said earlier, this mission with anything that's not an A10 is kind of a pain in the ass. Even with the A10, this is a long mission. It's so much longer without it, though. Honestly, just drop it on whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'll dogfight some of these guys real quick. I don't need SODs for these bitches.
Special weapons used.
Shit. We'll see you around in Mortal Kombat. Have a good rest of your night. But yeah, I've seen like the no-hit runs across all of the Souls games and stuff. One category in zombies that, at least when I was still around, a couple people were running it, but it wasn't like being officially recognized because there was so little interest. Some zombie speedrunners started doing like no damage Easter egg speedruns. Like no hit Easter egg speedruns. If you take any damage from anything, it's a reset. Run is dead. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Because people were running like Origins Easter egg, no damage. And someone here, at least one person is gonna know what the fuck that means. And it was insane. It was ridiculous that people were running that. It never like got official leaderboards set up or anything because it was so niche, but some of the guys were doing it. It was insane. I remember Smart Guy was doing it. He was like the first one that I saw doing it. It's crazy for that. Bro, my phone, the backup chat on my phone just started flying because I guess it lost connection or something for a second and it was trying to catch back up. That scared the shit out of me. My chat isn't supposed to move that fast because we're talking like genuinely so fast I couldn't read any of it. I was like, whoa, what's happening? That was sketchy as fuck. I'll take it. False. If you still hear me, you want to play Warhammer tonight? You have the chat on your phone? I have the chat on my phone in case it dies on my computer. Just because then if it keeps moving on my phone, it will let me know. I always have it there as like a backup. Huh? You heard me. Warhammer.
Altitude restrictions have been canceled. Good luck.
It's free. What about it? I said, do you want to play it tonight? I can't stop. I didn't expect it to actually be so fun. Of prior engagements. Bring them. Bring them to Warhammer. I'll find other people too. We'll have a crazy fucking Warhammer binge. Collective Warhammer binge. I don't want to use the word that I'm thinking. I'm trying to find other words. I could bring Owen. Now that I know that he didn't intentionally ghost me last night, he just got really fucking high, apparently. I just thought he didn't want to play Warhammer. I was like, okay, whatever, whatever. Threesome, foursome. You're on the right track, but like if it's more people. Bolt gun? No, they made one of the strategy games, like the hex-based strategy game, Gladius. free to grab on Steam. I think it's still free right now. Like, I think if you just go to the store page and you add it to your account, like, you just get to keep it.
Enemy ship sent under.
And I was just like, oh, free game. Something new for the hell of it. Played it with my girlfriend. Just like, yeah, let's just, you know, it's whatever. We just try a new game. If it's fun, it's fun. If it's not, it was free. We didn't lose anything. And then we both had a lot of fun with it. And it's just, it's a good time. It's a good time. It's like Warhammer, or sorry, rewind. It's like, it's like Civ and StarCraft had a baby, and it also is Warhammer 40K. And at first it seemed really complicated, but once we got it, we had a good time.
Lock on.
Once we had it figured out, we had a blast with it. I heard she beat your ass. Why you gotta out me like this? She did beat me. I have not won a game against her yet. This is true. I don't know why False feels the need to out me like this in front of my chat. But no, she has been winning. RIP. It is true. The allegations are true. I have not actually won a game of Warhammer 40K Gladius yet.
Looks like you took a hit on your wings. You okay?
But it's whatever, you know. I'm feeling out the game. Plus, I'm playing the Space Marines because of course I am, and they're pretty basic, pretty straightforward, but like no real crazy strengths to them outside of they have really high defense stats. They don't take a ton of damage, but they take a while to like build up and actually get going. And their economy's kind of brutal too. And she's been playing Necron. So far, what's been happening is she just ends up massively outscaling my army really early. Because, you know, I build up units and I start using them and they die and I have to build up replacement units. She builds up units and starts using them and she's playing Necron, so she just gets to revive them. Or just get crazy heals on them or whatever. Her units just don't die. Basically, if they don't die like in the span of 1 or 2 turns, they just die.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Watch that Killer Instinct video you talked about. The one I was talking about like a while ago. The one where the guy's like trolling on what's his name? TK Combo. Sounds like a skill issue. Maybe. I'm just saying, you know, the learning curve is maybe a little more rough for me than it is for her. Because she's kind of able to just build up an army really fast and rush me with the insane sustain that they get. Whereas I feel like I make like one mistake with my economy or like my units or whatever, and I spend the rest of the game scrambling and trying to recover, and I just can't in time. But it might be a skill issue. They're both easy classes. Yeah, the 4 factions that are like in the base game without DLC or anything, they each have like a difficulty rating for their learning curve. And according to the game's developers, out of the 4, the 2 easy ones to learn for new players are Necron and Space Marines. So, at least according to the devs, they're about the same. Like, they're about on par with the learning curve. I have not been feeling that personally, but she might just be that much of a strategy gamer. I don't know. I don't think she's really played strategy games before. Is the crazy part with that. Like, I love XCOM. I love StarCraft. I used to play a lot of StarCraft. And I don't really think she's played like anything like that, at least not extensively. But she's kind of been running my shit. So either I have a crazy skill issue, or she's just goated at the game, or Necron is actually easier. I don't know. It's one of those three. Maybe a combination of some. I don't know. Those are the possibilities at this point. I'm gonna beat her eventually. Maybe using the Space Marines, maybe not. What are the other classes? The Orcs and... I don't remember the fourth one. Hold on, I'm gonna look on Steam. Because it should be right there. Like on the store page, I think. I can't remember who's DLC and who's not is the issue. Like off the top of my head. Oh! Yeah. It's, thank you, False. I was like, it's Orcs and Astra Militarum, I think. But then also there's a bunch of paid DLC for the other factions. Like you can get the Tau. I mentioned earlier, Chaos Marines are a faction you can get with DLC. And that's the one that I'm genuinely kind of tempted by, but I'm waiting because like, we literally just started playing the game. We might not stick with it that long. There are 4 factions to play, and so far I've only played the one that I've played. So I might not need to spend money just yet. I could probably wait. Sounds fun. Yeah, Orcs were like the medium difficulty, and then Astra Militarum were the hard difficulty of the launch lineup. Hold on, I have the Steam store page up now. Let me go look through the DLC. Because there's, like, there are some packs that, like, just have some units, which is interesting. Like, yeah, here, the reinforcement pack brings 5 new units to the battlefields of Gladius Prime. Gladius Prime just being the planet the game takes place on. And literally, it is just 1 new unit per faction for the 4 launch factions. And then it also allows like 1 new neutral unit to spawn on the field for those who have the DLC. So they have like weird tiny packs like that right now on sale are like $2 a piece. But then they have the actual like, here, I got you, right? The Tyranids are currently $8 on sale. And that's where I'm like, dude, I'm tempted because Tyranids would be so fun in a game like this. Chaos Space Marines, the Tau, Adeptus Mechanicus. There are actually a good amount. The Dark Eldar, which have only recent, yeah. I think of them as Dark Eldar because they got renamed not too long ago to the Drakari. But I think of them as Dark Eldar. I feel like I most commonly hear people just call them Dark Eldar. But they have a lot of faction DLC for the game. And like it's a strategy game where genuinely it's one of those where like I feel like you can just play one faction for like tens of hours and still be kind of learning the smaller nuances of them. So I feel like if I just bought one or two that I would really like, which would probably be the Tyranids and the Chaos Space Marines, that would probably be enough for me. I probably don't need to buy like all of the faction DLC. Tyranids sound essential. That's what I'm saying. The launch lineup is great though, just with the factions that are there. I do want to play the other the other three still. But the fact that the faction DLCs are on sale have me tempted. Very tempted. Especially just with a couple of them. I don't think the Eldar are in that game, which is interesting. That the Dark Eldar are. I at least didn't see them while just doing a quick browse of all the DLC. There's a ton. So I'm literally sitting there like trying to filter through what are the small random DLCs and what are like the actual factions that got added. But I didn't see the Eldar, whatever they're called now. I can't even remember what they're called after the renaming. Golf with Friends is Mario Kart levels of rage-inducing. Thank you. Bro, her whole chat, every time that I'm like getting pissed at Golf with Friends on community night, everyone is like, oh, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. But I don't know why you get so into this. I'm like, it's golf and it's fucking infuriating. What do you mean? And then I start getting targeted. Like as soon as I start doing good, fucking Hazard just starts shooting into me as hard as he can to sabotage me. How do you think I feel? Bro, you're like the default target at the beginning for sabotage and stuff and people just trolling you. But you don't realize I sit there losing my shit because I'm playing poorly. And then I start doing well and I start feeling it a little bit. And then I start getting targeted. Like everyone just forgets about targeting you and comes after me as soon as I start doing well. So skill issue on your end. Expect no mercy from me next Golf with Friends session. None. I will be ruthless. You did this to yourself. After this next Golf with Friends community night, there will never be another one, chat. I promise you this. 166 achievements on it is wild, though. Yeah. Tell your girlfriend to destroy you in Warhammer again tonight. Did I add tonight? Yeah. My brain, I'm like, who am I playing Warhammer with? It's such a fun game. I love strategy games like that to play with friends. I feel like I go online in strategy games and you just, when you play those online, you always get the people who are like mega competitive and into it. And they just have like the most efficient game plan that they're running every time for their faction that they main. And I don't stand a chance. But I love playing games like that casually, just like with friends. Like just get a little private lobby going and just have a good time. Doesn't really matter who wins. We're all just kind of hanging out, doing cool shit. I have a good time on games like that with them. Civ Rev on 360. I don't know that one. I've only played a little bit of Civ. I honestly like, and I've really liked what I've played is the thing. I feel like I haven't played enough Civ. But like Halo Wars, great time with friends just in a private lobby. Not a game I enjoy playing multiplayer on, but like just get some friends in there, start playing. It's fun. It's just fun. Halo is such a good franchise for RTS. It's kind of crazy. I don't think either of the Halo Wars games are that great, particularly. Like just mechanically and systems wise, I feel like they're both kind of flawed, but they're super fun to just hop on and play with friends. You get some, you know, you got one guy who's playing UNSC, one guy's playing the Covenant, someone's playing the Flood, and it's just a good time. Like you just hang out and it's fun. I haven't played any Command and Conquer ever. Okay, we're good. I like Halo Wars? Yeah. I don't love Halo Wars, but it's a good time with a friend or two. It's one of those games that's just really fun to fuck around on. Because like you get your one friend who just sits there in the corner of the map the whole time. Nobody knows where he is. He's playing Covenant. And then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere at your main base, you just see like 4 scarabs come out of the fog of war all at once and start beaming the whole thing down. Halo Wars is hilarious. I love it. It's so fun. Just with friends. I don't love it like as a strategy game, but I love it as just a game to fuck around with. Play with friends casually. I got good memories on Halo Wars for shit like that. Particularly the Scarabs and the Covenant. That shit is crazy. Halo Wars 1, they were so busted and not as hard to get as they really should have been, if we're being honest. My favorite thing in the first Halo Wars back on 360 was playing UNSC and then doing all the research for like the basic Marine unit. Just the basic like Marine squad to get them all the way up to ODSTs, because then you could just activate the ability to out of nowhere just instantly call in a new ODST unit and drop them out of the sky. And it cost you a lot. It cost you way more than producing them normally, like back at the barracks. But by that point in the game, you're probably stacked on cash anyway. Like, your output is probably crazy because that game's economy is broken as fuck. And you just start raining down ODST drop pods on people, and it's hilarious. It's so funny. That's one of those things where, like, you send one little warthog or something into their base just to get there, and at first they suspect nothing. But then you're just... Pew, 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 pew. ODSTs dropping out of the sky everywhere surrounding the base. That game is hilarious. So funny. There was broken shit like that on every faction, which made that game fun. Makes me want to install Halo Wars again. It's funny, like, thinking back on it, I have such distinct memories of just like funny strategies to run on Halo Wars to fuck with people. That game was fun. I think it is honestly a very poorly balanced strategy game, but just great as like a Halo fan service sort of game. And then Halo Wars 2 I didn't play as much of, just because like the time that Halo Wars 2 came out, Halo was in a lull. I was just kind of making that transition from Xbox to PC. And I don't think Halo Wars 2 is on Steam even to this day. I think it's still only on the Microsoft Store on PC. And I'd rather lose my pinky toe than buy a game through the Microsoft Store on PC. So I never really played as much. I played it on Game Pass with friends. Or sorry, not on Game Pass. Game Pass wasn't around back then. It was the game sharing method on Xbox One. I had a buddy who bought the game who did that, and I played it a bit with him. But I didn't play as much Halo Wars 2. I loved that the Flood were in it. That was great. It seemed like a more balanced game when I played it. At least for what little I did play. But I definitely didn't play as much Halo Wars 2 as I did of the first. Nowadays, it's gotta be on Game Pass. Maybe someday. When they run one of those $1 Game Pass promotions for like a month of it, I'll jump on it, convince friends to play it a bit for a short time. It is on Game Pass? Yeah, it's Halo. I said it and I'm like, yeah, it's gotta be on Game Pass. There's a lot of DLC for Halo Wars 2, really? That's unfortunate. There's a lot of DLC for that Warhammer game, though. It's crazy. You go to the Steam page, and right now on the... What's it? On the sale, it's like you can just redeem it and keep it right now, which is great. And then I think there's like a Founders Edition or whatever that's like $8 on sale. And then if you get the complete edition that has all of the DLC for the game, it's like $90. It's crazy how fast it goes up. It's a huge jump when you go from just like, right now, game is free. If you want some of that day one DLC and stuff, it's like $8. If you want all the DLC, it's like $90. Oh, in-game currency. Yeah, it was that era of Halo 2, wasn't it? That makes sense, because that was not long after Halo 5 and all of the rec system shit in that game. Man, I didn't even explain any of that to False when we played Halo. Like, played through the games for the first time. That Halo 5 had, like, entire multiplayer game modes that, to be fair, were casual modes. It wasn't, like, ranked play or anything. But entire multiplayer game modes that were based around loot boxes, basically. Like, gameplay-oriented loot boxes. Where there was an in-game currency that you earned by playing. But, you know, if you wanted to get the good shit sooner, you could just buy a bunch of currency. Easy. And then there were these little card packs that you would open. And every card in that pack was like a one-time redeemable weapon, vehicle, something for these large-scale, like, massive team battle modes. So if you wanted to play around with all the fun shit just as you pleased in Halo 5, you had to open up enough of these card packs to actually get like a solid stockpile of everything. Because they also had a bunch of like crazy variants of every weapon in the game. Like there was a sniper rifle that instead of just being a one-shot to the head and a two-shot to the body like it normally is, it was a one-shot anywhere. Just if you hit them with it, they died. They had a bunch of weapon variants like that. So if you wanted all the fun shit, you either had to grind on the game, like a shit ton of playtime, or just pay for it. Stupid gacha loot box mechanics. I've said before, like, loot boxes are something that I look back on weirdly. Because I think some of that system was not bad. I think there was a definite, like, excitement with loot boxes that it was really fun. But at the same time, just, I feel like every game had the worst loot box system and totally ruined the concept for us. Like, obviously, Battlefront 2. That Halo 5 example isn't the most egregious, but still, not great. Black Ops 3 had one of the worst loot box systems. Because that game had them where, entire weapons in that game were just like a super low chance to drop. You had to roll them on like that, you know, like kind of 0.1% chance per loot box. And it wasn't like a, you know, you have to collect a bunch of other things to build up to it or anything. It was just super rare to get entire guns in the game. And by the time that the game was like 6 months into its life, there were already more loot box exclusive weapons than there were base game weapons in Black Ops 3. And by the end of its life, it was like a third of the weapons in game you just got when you paid for the game, and like 2/3 of them were loot box exclusive. Sorry. And each individual one of those was so mega rare, and you did earn the loot boxes by playing, but if you just really wanted to get all the weapons, be able to use everything, there was, of course, the option to pay for some extra. And then, that I didn't even mention that all of the best guns in the game, by the time the game was only a few months in, were loot box guns. Like, I distinctly remember a few of them. The Marshals. This is gonna be Black Ops 3 talk. Like, if you played it, you're just gonna be like, oh my god, yes. There were the Marshals. There was the FFAR. There was... oh man, what else? I'm trying to remember. So there were a bunch of just super overpowered supply drop weapons in Black Ops 3. They were mega rare. Yeah, I only ever had like 2 of them. The PPSH, the HG40, which was the MP40, but it was like a futuristic one. Oh my god, the Colt M1911, like the classic iconic zombie starting pistol, was in the game as one, and they made it fucking broken. Like the 1911 in Black Ops 3 multiplayer would outgun SMGs and assault rifles. It just would. It literally would outgun any base game AR or SMG. Just the 1911 would fucking destroy everything. The loot box stuff was so stupid because the loot box guns were just the strongest guns. The Rift E9 and the Banshee. How could I forget those weird ones? The RPK was busted as shit. That was in the loot boxes later on. Yeah, there was an LMG that would print its own ammo. It would just regenerate its own ammo over time, so you would never run out. There was so much broken bullshit in BO3 that was like each individual weapon that I just talked about was genuinely like a 0.1% chance per loot box to drop. And there were like 60 of these in the game. So it really was like, if you wanted to have all the best guns in Black Ops 3 by the end of the game's life, you had to pay some pretty serious money to actually roll all of them. Or again, just put ungodly hours into that game. Some of the later COD games had similar loot box stuff where like full weapons were in there that were really good, but the systems were more consumer friendly for people who didn't want to pay a shit ton for the loot boxes on top of just buying the game. Like Modern Warfare Remastered, I remember, was the first one that had like a system where instead of just getting the weapon outright, you had to like get a bunch of other random smaller things that like filled out a collection. And once you completed the collection, you got the gun like as a reward. And they also included a system where if you got duplicates out of your loot box, you would get some currency that you could only get from duplicates. Granted, you could still buy the loot boxes, but the currency wasn't like directly paid. And if you got enough duplicates like over time, which you naturally would just from playing and opening more boxes, you'd start to get like a lot of this currency with every loot box that you earn just by playing a few matches. And then they had like a shop where you could use that currency, the duplicate exclusive currency, to buy specific items from the loot box pool that you wanted. So you could then just be like, oh, there's this assault rifle that I really want. I can just use this duplicate currency to go and buy every single piece of the collection and get it. It takes time, but it at least was something that was like, this is somewhat consumer friendly, and I can reasonably get the gun that I want. Like, I can specifically farm that gun just by playing the game. It was a good start. BO4 eventually, and I know Black Ops 4, but Black Ops 4 had a ton of loot box guns again. But what they did was they had a system where you could just straight up be like, yeah, I want this gun. And I can't remember what they called it, but basically you could go and get like a weapon bribe from the like vendor who does the loot box stuff. And that bribe was like, if you just saved up like 50 loot boxes that you got from playing, and in BO4 you maybe got a loot box like every 2 or 3 matches. It was a lot. If you just saved up 50 of them, you could go to that guy and be like, instead of getting 50 random loot boxes of bullshit, like calling cards and stuff that I don't care about, emblems, whatever, I just want to spend 50 of them to get one loot box that guarantees the gun that I want. And you could select the specific gun that you wanted. Just straight from the menu. You could be like, I really want the Argoose. And you could get it. Just like that. You had to save up 50 loot boxes, but you could just get one big loot box out of it that guaranteed the exact thing you wanted, and then 2 other random items. That was way better. I always say, spicy take, I think Overwatch had the best loot box system prior to getting rid of it. I fucking despise Overwatch's new monetization model, where there is no free like cosmetic stuff in the game, no loot boxes anymore. You just pay for what you want. Hate it. Fucking hate it. Overwatch's old monetization, where you just played the game, got a loot box, opened the loot box, random stuff came out, it was all cosmetic only. That was fun. I liked that system. They also had a thing where like if you got duplicates, you'd get some currency. That currency could then be used in the menu to buy whatever you wanted from the loot box pool. That system was good. You could buy the loot boxes, but that was perfect. I think Overwatch had the best one, where I was like, I never got angry or upset over Overwatch's loot box system. And honestly, I prefer a system like that to what most games do now with like the straight up cash shop. Cause yeah, like COD, they do that Ninja Turtles collab now. And if you want the Ninja Turtles, you just gotta pony up like $80. That's the only way to get them. Just pay $80. And like, yeah, you do get exactly what you pay for. Or sorry, you pay for exactly what you want is maybe a better way of phrasing it. And you get it, but like, there's no way for me to get the cool stuff for free just by playing the game anymore because of these new systems. Like, we lost some of that random element for the people who do whale on the game, which is fair. That like, if you're gonna whale and you just want to get the one thing you want, fair. I don't disagree. There should be a way to do that. But there should also be a way to get the currency or whatever it is just by playing the game. Because, again, even if you have to grind the game, at least you don't have to pay for it. Like, if you enjoy that game and you play it a lot, you'll eventually get what you want. I miss that era of microtransaction systems. Because I've always been the guy. I don't pay for microtransactions. On principle, I fully disagree with them. I don't like them. So I just don't, I don't pay for them. Flat out, I don't. And you know what my COD collection looks like on the newer games? Fucking barren. Because compared to all the crazy shit that goes in the shop, that is there, like just blacked out in the menu for me, I have like the most basic skins that are the handful that you can actually get just by playing the game. I hate it. Like, I go into my COD inventory on like Black Ops 6 and it's empty. I go into my inventory on like Black Ops 4 on the account that I used to play on, and it's full of the cool shit. Because I didn't pay for it, I just played the game a lot, and I eventually also got to enjoy the cool shit. At least we're not doing DLC weapons anymore, thank God. We have the blueprint system now, where again, all the coolest weapon skins in the game are paid. You just can't get them for free. Sucks. But it is what it is. Yeah, Street Fighter V, I forget that one. I wish that more modern fighting games had that too. Street Fighter V had like its fighter points that you got just by grinding the game out. And if you got a lot of fighter points built up, you could straight up go to the in-game shop and use them to redeem like DLC characters. That would be like on Tekken 8 if I could just play the game for like the 300 hours I did last year. And then when Heihachi comes out, I don't even have to pay the $8 for Heihachi. I've already earned enough currency to redeem him just by playing the game. I miss that we used to do that. Even if they did do weird gambly mechanics on top of it a lot of the time, almost all the time. I miss that era of microtransactions, where the option was there to pay, but if you just played the game a lot because you enjoyed the game, you could get the stuff. You could just get the cool stuff because you enjoyed the game, you put the time in, you earned it. You could pay to shortcut it, but you didn't have to. Nowadays, it's just if you want the cool stuff, you just have to open your wallet. There's no other way. Like, Black Ops 6 just recently did this crazy crossover with Seth Rogen, of all people. Like, that's... the whole event was literally just Seth Rogen crossover. And it's like, oh, awesome, Seth Rogen. And they had, like, a little event pass that you could grind up the XP for and earn stuff. And if you actually wanted to get the Seth Rogen stuff from this pass, you had to buy the premium version for, like, $11 or something. I completed the pass, like XP-wise, because I was playing it just with my girlfriend during that time. I didn't get a single Seth Rogen-themed item, though, because I didn't pay the $11.
Enemy forces on Rargam Beach have been annihilated.
I hate that shit. I hate the new systems like that. Those drive me nuts.
We are finally able to provide full relief and support
I don't
to
like
our
those.
exhausted forces on the mainland. The American military is in position.
This is a long rant, but genuinely, and I'm just gonna say,
Garuda team, you've really earned
I have to throw this out there.
Pull yourselves together.
I used to play a lot of multiplayer games.
We don't want this to be your last mission.
Like, just in my free time, I would grind like COD, Rainbow Six Siege. What other games did I play a lot of around that time?
About the kind of people who would be traveling to Grace
Battlefield.
Now that we're in the midst of
stuff like that. Overwatch. Pre-Overwatch 2. I played a lot of Overwatch.
She was an Estovakian medical student studying in Norden Navik.
In that era, I could earn stuff for free. All the cool stuff that was in the game, that was getting added to the game, I could earn just by playing. And around the time that they took those out and switched over to like the Fortnite model with the cash shop and battle pass instead,
She firmly believes
That's about the time that I started to get really burned out and entirely lose my interest in grinding multiplayer games.
time to get even that much out of her. Most of the time,
I'm just
she
saying.
hardly says a word.
I think there's a correlation there,
Certainly an odd
personally.
pair of travel companions.
I've not thought about that before. I'm kind of just thinking about it for the first time now, to be real, but like, maybe part of the reason that I don't enjoy them as much anymore and don't love just sinking hours and hours into multiplayer games the way I used to is because I don't really have much to grind for and earn.
It's the language barrier.
Like, in those systems, I could grind to earn all the crazy shit they were adding to the game and then enjoy them. And then whenever I ran out of stuff to grind for, I could just go play something else for a bit and wait for them to add new stuff. Now I don't have like a long-term thing that I'm working towards when I play these games. I'm kind of just playing them for the sake of playing them. And that's fun for like 10 to 20 hours maybe, depends on the game, until just playing the game has lost like its intrinsic value. And I have nothing to like push me into playing the game more beyond that.
We've got a large unit of troops on Rollins Plain, around the outskirts of Silvad Town. Those troops are isolated.
You CODs
with
also
no
keep
means
bringing
of
back
retreat,
characters who are officially dead in
surrounded by
canon.
enemies, and
I've heard a lot of complaining about that,
With our
given
substation
they just
as a
revealed
focal
that,
point,
what's his
the
name?
enemy is
Stitch is
positioned
coming
a
back
full
for like season 4
360 degrees around
of
the troops,
Black Ops 6.
with intense attacks pounding
And as a
away at our
lifelong
line of
COD bro,
If we could somehow
since
manage to join up with our
2008,
besieged forces there, we could considerably
here's my
strengthen our
wholehearted, genuine
position.
take.
This is where you come in. We need you to free
I
up our
couldn't
surrounding
give less of a shit.
and eliminate all
You know what
hostile
I
European forces
absolutely
on Rollins
give
Plain.
zero shits about as a lifelong COD fan?
So get out there and get
The overarching multiplayer / Warzone storylines. I don't care. I could not care less. Wholeheartedly. As someone who has thousands of hours across this series, who has played it since he was like 6 years old, played every single game that's come out since he was like 6 years old, I do not care. Shit, like, the story could not be less interesting to me. Wholeheartedly. Every season or like mid-season update, when they have those cutscenes that play when you first log into the game, immediate skip every time. And I'm always playing these games with other people. I never really play them on my own anymore. If you talk to anyone, False, is False in chat? I swear, False must have logged on for like one of these updates with me at some point and heard me encounter that cutscene on launch and just immediately be like, nah, I don't give a shit, and mash the skip button. False, has that happened? Have you heard me say this? Whenever the storyline cutscene pops up when I log on COD, has this happened when you've played with me by chance? It's definitely like Owen would know. Owen would be like, yep, every time. Where I'm just like, I don't want to watch this cutscene, and I'm like mashing my keyboard to skip it. I'm like, please don't make me watch this. Because I watch it each time, yeah, and I'm always just like, please, no, get me out of this. Yeah, okay, False has encountered it. I was like, every friend of mine who's played COD with me has to have heard me say it, right? There's a storyline for COD multiplayer. Yeah, since they started Warzone like a few years back, there's been like an overarching story, like, because they're trying to mimic the Fortnite thing, where outside of just the campaign storyline, there's now like the Warzone storyline. And the Warzone storyline is also tied into the multiplayer because the two of them are just one and the same at this point. And yeah, I genuinely, like, everyone recently, because they just revealed that they're bringing back the villain from Cold War, who was not literally shown dying in the cutscene, but very strongly implied to be dead. But they left some room for ambiguity should they ever want to bring him back. Everyone's been complaining about, like, oh my god, death means nothing in the Warzone story. What is COD anymore? What? This is so silly. And I'm like, dude, I can't even begin to pretend that I ever gave a single shit about the Warzone storyline. Like, I get wanting to hate on COD. We all do it every year, ad nauseum. But like, this is not something that I can even pretend to care about. Genuinely. Hold on, I need a piss break before I launch into another AC6 mission. These bitches are long. So hold on. Oh, hold on. That's interesting. The audio cut because I don't have this set as a source. Just tuck that behind. Sorry, you didn't see the magic. You didn't see anything. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Feel free to get up, get a drink, snack, bathroom break yourself, whatever real quick while I'm up. And I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I'm ready. Ready for gaming. I got one more mission in me. All right. Siege on Silvat. Just got me a Sprite. I haven't had a Sprite in so long. Like, actually so long. Why have I not had a Sprite? I feel like Sprite is one of those that, like, every time that I have one, I'm like, man, this shit is so good. Why do I never have Sprite more often? Then I don't have one for like 2 years. It's a constant cycle, I swear. You know what I thought about while pissing chat? You know what I feel like we need to complain about more with Call of Duty? You know what's a more valid complaint, to me at least, than they brought back the dead Warzone villain? Those games have not had a good UI, a single good UI, since like World War II. Genuine, like, the UI has been awful year after year after year since like 2017. The Call of Duty games have not had a single game where I can navigate the menus smoothly and be like, yeah, this is laid out well in a way that makes sense. No. No. They always have the worst menus, and it wasn't always like that. They used to have great UI, but man, and it's gotten even worse in recent years. Like, genuinely, every game since the new Modern Warfare 2 has been even worse. But before that, it was already a problem. Those games just made it even worse. And the thing is, Black Ops 6 has one of the better ones that we've seen in a long time from the series. But even then, like, I I play with friends who don't play COD regularly, and I have to like hold their hand to do anything in the menu because they genuinely cannot like figure it out on their own. Because no one can. No one can figure it out on their own. You figure out how to navigate that UI by just playing the game for like 100 hours. That's the only way that you can figure out how to navigate that shit. It's so bad, and it's been that way for like 7 years. Where just every year we have to relearn this dog shit menu, whatever they serve us this time. Like, BO6 is a significant improvement over other recent years, and it's still terrible. It's still really bad.
Missile struck target. Launching missile. Garuda 1, ESM is active.
Like, false. Didn't really play Call of Duty prior to BO6. She hopped on just because everyone was playing it back when it came out. I was playing the shit out of it. She was like, yeah, I'll play some Call of Duty with people. Good social game. And I swear, the amount of times that False has been like, how do I do this in the menu? And we have to like turn off the matchmaking, like drop what we're doing just so that I can try to find it and then relay to her where this thing in the menu is and how to do it. And it'll be like random shit where she's like, how do I change my emotes for when I'm in the winner's circle? And I'm just like, it's somewhere. Surely. Takes like 2 minutes for me to find it and then walk her through doing it as well. I was like, oh my God, dude. What is this game? What are these menus? You think UI UX would be the easiest thing? Well, okay, we know why it's a problem, at least in the more recent years we know what went wrong. And if you don't know what went wrong, maybe you weren't around at the time for this whole shit show. TLDR, when they made the new Modern Warfare 2, right? When they made the new Modern Warfare 2, 2022. Modern Warfare 2 2022, if you will. What they did was they brought in UI designers from Hulu and Netflix to work on the game. And that's where we got these weird, like, horizontal scrolling menus that we're still feeling the effects of today. Because these guys came in and said, yeah, the optimal user experience for like retention and everything is this big, like, bubbly, horizontal scrolling menu. Super natural, very appealing for the eyes, keeps people engaged even when they're just scrolling through the menus. And it works great when it's just for like Hulu or Netflix and you're just looking for a show to watch. It does not look great when you're playing a fucking video game and trying to scroll through like the 30 multiplayer playlists or find one of the 70 different laser sights for your gun in the gunsmith, because this was Infinity Ward gunsmith, not Treyarch. Which, like, if the only recent COD game you've played has been BO6, which is a lot of people this year because BO6 brought back a lot of interest in COD among people who had been away for a long time. The gunsmith in BO6 has some attachment categories that are like, oh man, there are like 30 options here, right? If you have not played the new like Modern Warfare reboots, you have not seen shit. Those reboots are genuinely like 60, 70 attachments per slot. I wish I was joking. Especially MW2 and 3. The new MW2 and 3 are insane. There's no reason no fucking reason to have that many attachments available. Because also what happened with those games is that they were impossible to balance weapon builds for. Because how do you possibly account for all those different combinations on all of like the 50, 60 guns in the game and try to make them all relatively competitive with one another? You cannot. You just can't do it. You can't do it. It was so bad having that many attachments in a horizontal menu. BO6 went back to vertical for the first time in years. Thank fucking God. But even then, the BO6 UI has a long way to go. A long way. That abomination of a UI and the absurd game sizes kept me off COD for years now. Yeah. And now, like, if you've used Call of Duty HQ to play any of the recent COD games, like in the last 3 years or so, now that I've given you the context that you may not have had before with like the Hulu and Netflix UI designer thing, I bet you'll see it when you go and look at it. You'll be like, oh my God, it does look like Hulu. Because that's exactly what they were going for. They were like, these are super successful digital platforms that retain massive viewer bases for long periods of time. We need that kind of UI in our game. Completely missing out on the fact that those things are made for a totally different purpose than a fucking video game menu. It does not carry over like that. It just doesn't. Not my first time doing that. It does have that look. I hadn't thought about it before. That's why. That's genuinely the reason why. And they were like bragging about it with MW22 as well. They were like, we've brought in some of the leading UI designers in the industry who have worked on things like Netflix. Like it was a marketing point back with 2022. And now looking back on it, it's like, this has been a disaster. Sir, you can't park there? Look, I came in a little hot. It happens. The game sizes, though, without Warzone, the game sizes have not been too bad. They got really bad, and then they, like, corrected it. I remember the first game where they started, like, actually really optimizing the file size was Modern Warfare 2022. That's when they started to reel it back in a bit. We're like, here. Yeah, BO6, the multiplayer is 70 gigabytes. Not great, but certainly not the batshit insanity that it was like years ago, right? Where those games were hitting well over 200 gigs. And it was crazy. What Ace Combat game should I play today? 4. It's always 4. First thing that came to mind, but yeah, 4. Or, honestly, maybe 2. I might get a little spicy and say 2. I say it all the time, but the thing that I love about Ace Combat 2 is that that game, front to back, the whole campaign, is actually like 3 hours. So, 2 has that awesome quality of like, I can play through 2 in an afternoon if I want to. And it's all good. Like, it's not like a bad kind of short campaign where it's like, oh, there's nothing here. It's just there are 18 missions that are like 5 to 10 minutes a piece. They've got a bunch of different objectives and gimmicks and stuff throughout, and then like you're done. So you're just doing a bunch of different things for like 5-10 minutes at a time. You go through the whole thing in a few hours, and then you're like, oh, nice and satisfying. You get to put it down. Yeah, Ark Survival Evolved, dude. That file size is fucked. That's a crazy one. There we go. You guys remember when they said they were going to make Ark Survival Evolved 2? I guess they haven't said that they're not going to or anything, but just... How long ago was that announcement now? Wasn't that like 4 years ago or something at this point? And they had like this big budget trailer with Vin Diesel in it and everything. What's going on with that? Have there been any updates with that? Genuinely, like has anyone heard anything about this? The Vin Diesel trailer? Yeah. I will never forget because I was just like, dinosaurs, Vin Diesel, what the fuck is happening? And then a buddy of mine was like, Ark 2 as a joke because we were watch partying E3. And then it was Ark 2 and we fucking died. We lost our minds laughing at that. We were like, there's no way they got Vin Diesel for Ark Survival Evolved 2. Just why? Ow, flak hurts. Shit. Oh, proximity worked. I'll take it. Heard nothing. They did that remastered version of Ark 1 that came out in fucking early access, by the way. I feel like I didn't dog on that release hard enough. Thinking back on it now, I'm just like, why did I not give this game so much more shit? I just remember them launching like a remastered version of the first game, a game that is now done, except that this new remastered version, A, had like none of the content the first game did. It only had like the launch map and none of the DLC stuff. And then B, it was also significantly buggier and more broken than the original. It ran way worse because, of course, Ark 1 always was notorious for running like shit. So you do a remaster with fancier graphics and stuff, and now it runs even worse. The install size is even bigger. And it was just like, who asked for this even? And why are we doing this instead of Ark 2? Like, what about that sequel you announced? Why are we just remastering the first game? And spending a significant amount of time and resources on it? The answer is obviously money. But like, you know what it's just, what are we doing? What are these priorities? Man, like no update on Ark 2 since. It's been years. I remember at the time too, I was like, I bet they're doing the remaster to try to just like get some better funding for the sequel. But like, if you're able to blow that much money on a big CG animated trailer with Vin Diesel as your main character, why did a lot of that money not just go to the game? Why even blow it all on that? Just, I'm glad that I'm not a big Ark fan, because I feel like that's one of those games that just, whenever there's news about Ark Survival Evolved, it's normally negative. I feel like it's rarely ever positive news. Like when I see Ark popping up in the press, it's not good. the majority of the time at least, it's almost never good.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you.
Ground target destroyed.
They have Arc on the Switch? Oh. Wasn't Arc that game with the AI slop trailer that no one knew about but still got out? Was it? Did Arc have an AI generated trailer?
Missile strike confirmed.
I don't think I heard about this one.
Enemy vehicle
The only
has
thing
been
that I can
destroyed.
think of with like AI generated gaming trailers was that one cat game. The one that was also like adamant after that reveal went up that it wasn't AI and that was just their art style, but like if you just look at it, it really looks like AI. And like I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh, it's 100% AI. If they actually did hand make that and it's just a really unique and weird looking art style, but like it definitely looks like it's AI. Like really looks like AI.
The threat level for remaining Estovakian forces is down to about 20%.
One of the DLCs? Hold on. Found it and yikes. Hold on. The last Ace Combat stream also had an AI art discussion at the end of it, coincidentally.
Good one. You made short work of that one.
We'll see you around, Marsh. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, I can target them from back here. Sweet. Oh, I forget how sensitive that is. Good shot. I've got to be good on the S rank, right? There's no way.
Launching missile. Enemy facility taken out.
With how much I did there, that's got to be S.
Enemy forces have been eliminated from the mission areas.
All right, hold on. You're saying there's an AI-generated Arc DLC trailer or something? I'll just look up Arc Survival Evolved.
Don't give me that, Sky Kid. It's past your bedtime.
AI trailer.
Scary mother, Ghost Eye. But I guess we should be getting back.
2 months ago. I never heard about this.
All planes, listen up. Our forces are
Is it
completely
Arc
surrounded
Aquatica?
over a wide area. We've got 6 sectors of operation to concentrate on. Use your radar to check enemy position and move out to each area. Better move.
Oh,
Our
yeah,
forces
it
begin
looks
right
like
down
it
in
sure
each
is.
sector.
Hold
That's
on.
right. Our ground unit is on its last legs trying to keep them covered. Return to base if you need supplies. No use fighting on an empty stomach.
Okay. Yeah. We'll look at this. I'm very curious. Sorry, in my recommended when I opened it, Totally Not Mark got a giant Daima review up.
Now that our unit has been freed, we are able to join up with them for a considerable gain
Like over an
of
hour?
air forces. This boost in power enables us to continue advancing east, to recapture our nation, and tighten the noose around Estovakia's military. We now have an open path to
Achievement
Grace
unlocked?
Mary.
Yeah, I don't know what that
All
was.
pilots, best of luck.
Oh. 50 enemies destroyed using ground force allied support. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna have to look at the trailer's only a minute long. The guy pops up on my YouTube shorts sometimes talking about Dragon Ball fun facts. He's great. I love Totally Not Mark. So many of the Dragon Ball YouTubers that do watch the show are
Our
great.
forces have expanded.
Love a lot of them.
Estovakia's
There are
military
some of
forces
them
in Ania will gradually
that I
start to
don't love
diminish,
for
each time
one
you
reason
suffer
or another.
loss in various areas. According to intelligence from our Department of National
Most
Safety,
of them I feel like I love.
there's a section where enemy defenses are low, near Salumna Peaks.
Mark is
in
great.
central Ania.
Carthu's great.
That section of land
Carthu
an
is
ideal
great.
route
He's
for our
newer.
troops to take.
Beg for
In
the
terms of
peg,
topography,
chat.
and we're going, which is
Beg for the
maybe
peg.
once we
I'm
get
skipping this
past
guy.
those mountains, we'll be in
I just want to drop an extra save to be safe. So that I can watch this AI generated trailer, because I can't do a mission in like 4 minutes, but you guys have my curiosity piqued on this one. Oh, that was mission 6. I was supposed to do Operation D. Whoops. I've still got time. Plenty of time to do it. No new medals or anything as of today, but if I go... God damn it. If I go quit the mission, go to my free mission for Ace, I have not missed an S rank yet. So, that's good progress. So far, a perfect S rank run of Ace. It's not going to continue, because I frankly do not have the planes to S rank things like mission 13 on Ace for this run, but so far, that's good. Big fan of that. Okay. Hold on. There we are. Let's see what this is about, huh? I am way too curious.
ARC has brought you 10 years of unforgettable adventure. All of those journeys, those fights for survival, have been leading to this. Are you ready?
What in the fuck?
A whole new world is waiting.
Oh my god. Oh. It's so bad. Oh my god, it's so bad. Even the voice is AI. Oh. Bro, even at the end, there was so much that I could have just like paused on and pointed out. There was so much that looked bad in that trailer. But right here at the end, even the logo drop, the tentacle in the back, like it you see it like extend out as it goes behind the thing. Ooh. And it's not even like that tentacle was all there, because if it was, it would have been a ton of tentacle just perfectly tucked behind this little A. It like extends and warps as it goes by behind the logo. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's so bad. It's... Oh my god, his toes! I just saw his toes! What the fuck is that? What is that? Bro. AI generated animation is not at the point where you can use it for something like this. It's just not.
ARC has brought you 10
like
years of unforgettable adventure. Those fights for survival. Those fights.
Oh, one of the ones that I caught that looked really weird was this harpoon coming out. Maybe, you know, frame by frame it doesn't look that weird. Why does it look so weird in motion? Hold on.
All of those journeys.
It does look weird in motion. I guess it's just the way it's animated. I thought it like distorted somehow. I thought I saw some crazy shit.
Those journeys.
No, it animates kind of weird. That one's not as bad as his feet.
Have been leading to this.
3 hands? Who had 3 hands? The harpoon gun lady?
Journeys.
There are fingers on that handle. You're right. She does have 3 hands. Oh, that's not a lady. That's a dude. He's got 3 hands. Oh my god. There's no way. Dude, no. Like, even at some point, right? You sit there and you're like, okay, yeah, let's do an AI trailer. Save some resources, make an easy, good-looking trailer. But then you have to see this and be like, nah, no, we can't use this, right? Surely someone on the team has to be like, he has 3 hands. You guys, maybe it's just important. Maybe like in the game as you play, you'll actually be able to have 3 hands, right? And then just like, I don't even know what this is.
Are you ready?
Like, what are the shots of just like the octopus floating up out of the water? I don't even know if that is like AI weirdness, like the octopus fully floating out of the water, or if that's the DLC. That's the sort of thing where it starts to get confusing at that point. Because I don't know what to trust. I don't know if that's going to be in the game, or if that's just the AI being weird. Out of the ground? I mean, that's... Look, I'm trying to give them some credit and say, like, that's pretty deep despite it looking so shallow, but, like, yeah, fair. He doesn't come out of the water. That's just the ground. It's like a layer of water over dirt. I was going to give them the benefit of the doubt on that one, but since you said it, yes. It does, in fact, rise up out of the ground, not the water. This is bad. I can't believe I never heard about this. Genuinely, I can't believe I never heard about this. Aren't we under the water already? Well, I'm assuming there are going to be parts of the DLC that aren't underwater. His leg is mega fucked. His left leg is fine, his right leg is not. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. I can't believe that tentacle on the logo is like, how do you not even fix that, right? Genuinely, how do you not fix that back tentacle on the logo drop? What leg? Exactly. Yeah, it kind of did that thing where like he was supposed to have a leg, but it ended up like morphing the leg into the what's that? What's the word I'm looking for? Satchel? Not satchel. Is that right? That he's like riding this shark on. It also can't seem to tell if that's supposed to be a shark fin or saddle. I was like, satchel's not right. That's a bag. Saddle. Yeah, it also can't seemingly tell if that's supposed to be like fin or saddle there. That's bad. That is bad. Genuinely, that's rough. Anyway, satchel is bag. You're right. It is about that time, and I'm pretty busy with video stuff this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go make dinner and watch at least some of Totally Not Mark's Dimer review that came out while I was streaming. So, if you did enjoy, feel free to go ahead and leave a follow, sub, whatever, come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing all sorts of other stuff. Like, we're doing Yakuza tomorrow, by the way. We're doing Metal Gear. We're doing Resident Evil. We're playing some newer things like the new Doom. Elden Ring Night Reign's coming out next week. I've been playing Oblivion Remastered just for fun. All sorts of stuff. Maybe too much stuff even. But we ball. Come back for any of it. Also, if you enjoyed and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a like on the YouTube side. Helps out with the algorithm and stuff. If you're looking for links to anything outside of Twitch or YouTube to engage the community, check out links in the description below on YouTube, on Twitch. They're in the chat commands. They're on the channel page. If you're looking for things like Twitter, Discord server, whatever, you'll be able to find them. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you always back here next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.